Hey, this is Marcus from 3 Topics. In this video, I'll be showing you the 3 P's of entering any marketplace. So to enter any marketplace, there's generally 3 ways to do it. And the first way is to promise, the second way is your positioning, and the third way is preeminence. So what is the promise, right? A promise is you helping your customer or your consumer achieve a tangible, clear outcome. For example, if I were helping you increase your revenue, sales, and profits and reduce your cost per lead, this is a tangible outcome. If you're a financial consultant, a property advisor, maybe it's to help increase your customers' portfolio, help them retire early. If you're a service provider, maybe it's helping them fix their aircon. If you're selling products, if you are selling furniture, for example, maybe your special type of furniture helps the customer feel more comfortable, achieve a certain tangible outcome. And secondly, we have positioning, right? How is your business different from your competitors? Who do you serve in the market? Different businesses serve different segments of the market. I can choose to serve new business owners, or people who want to start a business, or people who have already started a business. These are 2 completely different markets. So for yourself, you have to ask yourself, who is your 4% client? Who are the clients that you really enjoy working with, and who are the people that you do not want to serve or your business is not suited to serve? And then secondly, how does your business stand out when it comes to positioning, right? It can come in the form of stories, it can come in the form of testimonials, it can come in the form of association. So if you are featured on maybe mainstream media, you were featured on the news, these are social proof that can really help your business stand out. If you are selling a product or service, if it's endorsed by a celebrity or if it's endorsed by an influencer, all this can really help your business stand out. Lastly, we have content. You can stand out by creating great content. So for example, I am creating content. I am teaching you, educating you on the 3 P's of how to stand out in any marketplace, the 3 P's of how to enter a marketplace. Just by doing so, I'm positioning myself differently from most of my competitors who are maybe shouting and screaming about, making 20 times return with no effort and all of that. So by creating content around your brand, right? For example, if you were in any industry selling food, products or services, you can create content, you can create videos that educate your consumer, your customer on the product itself. And maybe in creative industries, if you're able to come out with really creative videos as advertisements combined with direct response copy, you'll definitely be able to increase your revenue, your profits, and reduce your cost per lead. A good example would be one of my clients who is in the property field. While everyone else was screaming and shouting about, trying to get their clients to upgrade from a HDB to a condominium, I came out with an offer where if the person left his details and had a free consultation with this client of mine, my client would be able to help them spot 3 undervalued properties that's in the market right now. Property, instead of screaming like what everyone else was screaming, how I can help you to upgrade your HDB to a condominium. And then secondly, I want to talk about another client of mine who was in the business grants consulting space, who was an SME business owner. He was in a really traditional field where he relied on connections, he relied on relationships to gain business for the last 10 years. And lo and behold, it was an untapped market segment, positioning in the marketplace, where when we ran Facebook ads for him and worked with his sales consultants, just by a minimal ad spend, he managed to get a 10, 20, 30 times return in terms of revenue because of the ticket size of the product or service, right? Which is business grants. And it was such an untapped market online that when we ran the ads, we had super normal returns, which isn't usual at all. So lastly, I want to talk about preeminence, which is the big idea, right? So for example, Nike, right? Nike promises you to provide you with shoes for sports. But secondly, what's the positioning in the marketplace? Nike associates themselves with top-level athletes. Nike produces great advertisements, great content. Nike has lots of testimonials. They have lots of happy customers. Nike positions themselves as a premium sports brand. And lastly, what's the big idea, right? So have you ever took note of Nike's slogan, right? And what does Nike stand for, right? Just doing it. It's about courage. It's about athleticism. It's about pushing through the limits, and it's about just doing it, right? And as an athlete, as someone who's a sports enthusiast, that gets them riled up, that gets them excited about wanting to push forward and associating themselves with that big idea of just doing it. Let me give you a last example of how these 3Ps can be narrowed down into your small business, in your coaching, in your consulting, right? The first of all, it's the promise, right? Like I used to run a men's dating consulting company. The promise would be as simple as getting my clients a girlfriend. But what's my positioning, right? My positioning was that I am this usual dude. I wasn't that good looking. I didn't grow up in a rich family. And yet I could overcome my difficulties and get my dating life handled. I had lots of testimonials, I had lots of happy customers, and of course I produced a lot of content that I was emailing them through the months, and eventually they became a customer. And then lastly, what's my preeminence, right? What's my big idea, right? So my preeminence was that it's not about just getting your dating life handled, but it's about emotional intelligence. It's about getting your emotions fixed. It's about getting yourself fixed, right? For the long haul, it's about being an attractive person, right? As opposed to just getting a girlfriend or just getting your dating life handled, right? So that was a big idea when my clients joined the course, right? They saw it as a personality development program as opposed to just a dating program. So I'm sure you're asking right now, how can I apply these 3Ps to your business so that you can stand out in your marketplace, become a market leader, and really increase your revenue, work with better clients. And if you're interested in that, do click on the link below, sign up for the free case study, and I'll see you on the other side.